welcome to the channel. Again, a short update. Doesn't look much here, but in the previous update, I told you I had some problem with the servo not being strong enough. Okay, I was completely, utterly wrong. This servo, at least so far, seemed just fine. The problem you will see soon. Okay, the problem was here. I don't know if you can actually see it, but there's basically, I don't know if you can see it, but there's basically a bright mark there, and would be somewhere else if I could see. Well, anyway, the point was that the servo horn thingy here, I had managed to get it very low, and it was basically rubbing against this Indegi servo holder. I don't know if that would have happened with the Traxxas' own or not, but in this case it did, and it was basically filing or removing chips of aluminum every time, back and forth, and it wasn't good. So what I ended up doing was grinding a small piece of the servo horn, and actually from the bottom of it, and now it goes around freely and no problems anymore. So the servo is okay. I don't know if it's fast or not, but I mean, so far seems very good. I don't need to buy a new servo. That's excellent. Perfectly my fault. So, and what else? And I upgraded the front axle finally. I didn't do much of a video about it. I mean, you can see this in so many online places. How was the experience? There was few issues. As I was putting the differential and the locks and so on in place and clamped this on, there was a massive amount of grinding. I mean, it didn't rotate very freely. I remember I had similar problems with the rear bit, but then I was just fiddling it around, didn't seem to go in place. It seems like the differential wasn't holding correctly in place inside this casing. It was kind of shifting more to one side than the other. And I took out the end bearings here inside, and I looked, and at least to my view, they looked actually thinner than the ones which I have in my RC screws, this bearing, TRX-6 bearing kit. I need to put it so that you can see the... Okay, now, yeah. I compared to these and I was thinking they're the same. They didn't appear to be. I don't know what was going on there. Or based on what I looked compared to the Traxxas, when the insides look quite different. So I wouldn't be surprised even if these trail parts have some differences. And basically, once I changed the upgraded, or not, whatever, bearings from the upgrade kit, it suddenly aligned itself properly and no weird sounds anymore. And I covered this one. And even the differential worked perfectly. However, when I went to the back, in the previous video I was telling you I had some problems with these locking differentials. I was worrying it was to do with servos, nothing. I opened up everything. I removed extra lubrication or lubrication or things, and checked dirt and everything, that the parts would move in place. I did the same for the rear, and they still didn't work properly. This one locked sometimes, or I'm sorry, this one didn't lock at all, or release. It was like one or the other, depending on how I set it when I put it together. This one sometimes did, sometimes not. And I was struggling, what's wrong with these? Then I just took them apart completely, compared to the Traxxas originals. And surprise, there was quite a lot of big differences in the parts that, for example, align the bearings, align different parts, and moreover in the space where the mechanical lever which changes the locks or unlocks the diff, there was a massive change. So I noticed that this cover, the treel cover, didn't have enough space for the lever to move. So it never had the chance. I was thinking, how is it possible? I found online, I don't remember the YouTuber, but he saw the installation of some other manufacturers' axle housings for the TRX-6, and he said that he just put the original housing back. I mean, I will put the link to my description if I remember which video it was, but this one had the same problem, because once I put the Traxxas original cover in place, it suddenly worked perfect. No problems whatsoever. Then I was thinking, okay, it can't be, here must be some other problem. I tinkered away, I'm like, no, it can't be also this. And I changed the cover, and it worked perfectly. So in both cases, the Traxxas cover was completely useless. Maybe there is some way of doing some alignments, modifications, maybe some have done to help out with this, but this was a bit of a shock. Actually, let's see if it clears out that one. Yeah, it clears out nicely. But because I had to adjust this one to make sure this clearance is okay. Yeah, doesn't seem to be any problems. Okay, forget that part. But so I had to replace the rear covers. And that started to make me wonder. I've been watching at these parts, other parts, the brass and these parts and many other parts, upgrades, whatever they are, and they all have similar, many of them have similar looking markings for machining and features. I start to wonder, are they all from the same factory? No matter what company puts their brand on it or slight design changes, are they all from the same factory? I have started to be a bit suspicious, since this seems to be a common problem with this. If anyone else has done trial upgrades to the axles, please let me know. What I'm going to do with this plastic, well, I was actually thinking to protect these, I will get the metal covers here, which you can buy, kind of metal, stainless steel, whatever sheets. I will put them here. So this is a weird. If you know if there is a way to make the metal ones fit perfectly, please let me know. And there was some, I mean, this one moves fine. This one has some resistance in it. I tried to see if it's in the sprockets here or not, but it didn't seem to be. Only thing I can come to conclude is inside here somehow. Why this one doesn't have the problem, I don't know. I tried moving this around. So far it works fine. I don't know. I will look at it later when I have more time. It's not an emergency now. It works fine. And actually here was similar grinding, and I just pulled away this axle a bit, fiddled it a bit, and it suddenly found its place, and then it started working fine. Definitely not what something as an engineer I would expect this kind of stuff one would have to deal with. I don't know what they're doing when they're designing this. They look nice, look good, they're expensive, but the design is total crap. I mean, yeah. I don't know what else to say. At least the problem is solved. Please let me know if I missed something. Thank you for watching. Please like, dislike, thumbs up, subscribe, alert, whatever. Thank you. See you next video.